Well, okay, we didn't then. We do now. But I did the opposite of whatever my mom said to do at that point in my life. And so I didn't talk to her about that. And I thought, Mary, I can talk to you. And I started praying the rosary every day. And it was over about 2 years. I really feel like I finally grew enough to understand what was happening and what it meant to become a bride. Now, I will say, when I finally decided to become a sister, I still thought of it as something a bit negative. I remember thinking, Jesus won't leave me alone. I love you enough to say, okay. If you were going to ask me to go somewhere and be possibly killed as a martyr for the faith, I'd go. I'd join the military. Obviously, I'm not scared of that. But I am scared of you putting me in a house of old people for the rest of my life. Like, you found my fear. Like, this is going to be hard. But I'll do it. I have developed enough courage through the Blessed Virgin Mary's prayers. I can do this. She'll go with me. She'll show me the way. And I remember saying yes. It was after I read the story of Abraham and Isaac and how he was willing to kill his own little baby, his son, just for love of God, that I thought, well, if he could carry Isaac, or have Isaac carry all that wood up the mountain, be willing to sacrifice himself for love, why can't I sacrifice my dreams? I didn't even have a serious boyfriend at that time. Why can't I sacrifice what I think might be in the future for something that's real? And I finally was able to say it out loud, and then it was not very long. I found our sisters here in Jonesboro and entered our community. And when I found out that our community wore white in honor of Mary, and that in the history of our community in the 1100s when they started wearing white, it was because the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared to the founder of our community and said, if you wear white and everybody carries my name, I will watch over you for all eternity. And that community, during World War II and all the wars that have gone through Europe, is in Italy, on the top of a mountain, outside of Siena, and has never been touched. It has still got monks in it today, still going strong, and never been bombed, never been attacked, nothing. And I just think, she has never led me astray. She has always been there. And here we are. I found this community in Arkansas. Most un-Catholic probably state in the Union. But we've got this amazing little gem of a community. And it's really, really an amazing way of life. I have family. We are, as Benedictines, we live our lives very much communally as family. And I never realized how beautiful that could be. To purposely join yourself with other people under a rule, to live that way, but to encourage and support and be there for each other. Also, at times as Christians, to say, let's see what you can do about that. You're not doing so well. We need that. And hopefully that's what happens inside of your families. You encourage one another, but when you see somebody going down the wrong path, you try to bring them back. It's the same idea in religious life, but we give our whole lives to bringing Christ to the world in a different way than a married couple does. A married couple brings children into the world, bringing Christ in that way and or through the work that they do together for the world. We do that as a community, but individually, united as one. Okay? So the saints have a huge impact, but we're all a part of the saints of the church. The saints on earth are a part of what we call sometimes the church militant. We're still working at it. We're still part of the on the journey, fighting for Christ. And then there's the saints in purgatory that have died, that have not yet been purged of something. So they are the saints at prayer. And then there's the saints in heaven, in glory, that are praying for all of us. We don't go to heaven and sit on a cloud, no matter how many Angel Soft commercials you watch. That is not liturgically correct. Heaven is a place where you get to fulfill your greatest dreams, where you get to, the greatest things you could ever imagine. You'll have much more ability there than you would ever have here. It's a place of continuation, but without all the problems of earth. It's perfection. So your prayers, you can pray before the Father all day, every day, and it's complete communion all day long. We can't imagine it. It's good to try, but know that you can't. It's better than what you could ever think. So that's really, when it comes to the saints, that's about all I have on that. Do you have something to say about the saints?
I got a little bit.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to hand it over to Larry, and he's going to tell you about the saints, unless you have questions. Questions for me?
I had a question.
Okay. Oh, it's dessert time.
Well, it's dessert time, but I got a question.
Okay.
Going back to blessed.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And for instance, with blessed Stanley Crawford,
Okay.
who is blessed.
Yes.
So I kind of have a little bit of understanding, but I wanted to be explained a little bit more, because in doing these saints, they have been they become blessed,
Right.
and then become
It's
saints.
a stage along the path. So before they will name somebody verifiably in heaven, they have to say, so they could be in purgatory. Here's the deal, they won't say that they're in heaven until they know that there's signs of their presence there. So by not officially saying doesn't mean they're not there. There's thousands, millions, bazillions of people in heaven. We just don't know all of them. But there's certain ones that we have, that we know. And along the way, they do a lot of looking into their life to see, first and foremost, is this somebody that we need to proclaim so that they can be the example for the world? So this process, once they become blessed, that means, yes, they lived such a good and virtuous life. We've done all this study that their life could be emulated. We would like to emulate that life. We would like people to see their life and try to be like them. They're a good example for the world. Plus, we have signs of their presence in heaven. I'm not exactly sure how blessed Stanley Rothers went, so I can't say that definitively, but I know that they usually have some sort of, I don't want to say that, I don't know for sure. But I know that when they're a saint, once they get to the level of saint, it just goes blessed then saint, they have, at some point, somebody has asked them to help them with something and a miracle occurred through their prayers. So once they are declared a saint, we have signs from heaven that their prayers have helped somebody on earth. So I'm not sure if that's also the process for blessed. That's why I'm saying I can't remember. If you have to have an answered prayer, miraculous, to become a blessed, and then you have to have another one to become a saint, I can't remember. But I know that there's a definitive process, because they wanted to make sure not just everybody said everybody was a saint from the day they died. I have one question.
Well, I just want to add in, for most of us, the process would be a miracle.
Unless you're a martyr.
Unless you're a martyr.
Yes.
And Stanley Rothers was declared.
That's right. He was declared a martyr. Yeah, he died for the faith, for the people of Guatemala.
So as far as Mary, so there's kind of been, I think, a movement that gained a lot of traction in the 90s that's currently being discussed as something that may become a Marian doctrine.
Right.
That's the mediatrix, redemptrix idea. Could you expound a little bit on that?
No. It is not a doctrine. So you're welcome to study it, look at it, pray about it, believe what you want to believe, but it is not necessarily a part of the necessary dogma of the faith at this point. There's a lot of signs pointing toward it, but that doesn't mean that it has to be. So whether we're at the right place in the history of the church to say it. There is such a thing as correct timing for the people to be able to understand it and to understand something fully, to accept. So, no, I'm not. I won't talk about Medjugorje either. As much as it's beautiful and many things have happened and so many people have been, I just won't, because we don't have a definitive on it yet. And I trust the church to come out with the right thing in the end. Yes.
Do Dominican sisters wear white for Mary as well?
You know, I don't really know.
Because I thought you were Dominican
I
at
know.
first, because I went to Dominican school and that's
Okay,
awesome.
yes. A lot of people think we're Dominican. Actually, Dominicans come up to me all the time and say, what community are you in? And I'm like, "Oh, Benedict. They always wear a rosary, so I know they have a great devotion to Mary because they wear the rosary on their belt. But I would only imagine it's for the purity of Mary. Uh-huh. There was a hand over here. Mhm.
On the assumption,
Okay.
or do we learn that through Revelation? Is that is that a dogma? And so is that,
It's in that article. It's a dogma.
that's a question a lot of
Mhm.
outsiders will ask.
So if you read, let's see, Modificaris something. Okay, this article, the encyclical, it'll explain all of that. And I actually have a Word document with, I copied these and just put them into a Word document. I haven't sent it to anybody, but if you want and you'd like to get these names of these different encyclicals so you can read them, which I think is a wonderful idea. There are so many beautiful documents to study and read that you could read for the rest of your life. I mean, we have such a rich tradition of historical knowledge and information that we should never be waiting for more to read or to know. And you can go online to the Vatican website and look any of these up and just download them for free. Yeah.
So, that says the four Marian dogmas.
Mhm.
What does the word dogma even mean?
Can we pull out Siri?
It's
I don't have the actual vocabulary like,
There's probably a book definition, but it's a teaching that as a Catholic, you're
tenet of the faith.
supposed to
yeah.
believe. So it's been declared definitively, something like Jesus came and died for us, right? That's a dogma, that's a basic understanding, and that if you don't accept that as a dogma, you might want to consider whether or not
Right.
you should
Now,
be a
an
Catholic.
apparition is different if it's not been made a dogma. That's why I say you don't necessarily have to believe or it's not going to change your faith whether or not an apparition occurred. Please, go get a snack.
Let's get a snack, we can reconvene and talk while we're eating if we want.
Yeah.
Some people are probably getting hungry. We gotta get out.
And we don't want them to not